2025 is shaping up to be a defining year for the wellness industry, a year when the world is turning its attention to healing, health, and transformations in ways we've never seen before. Here's the exciting part: your business is perfectly positioned to thrive in this shift, but only if you're prepared. Let's face it, 2024 was a lot. From mass layouts to the challenges of returning to in person work, from rising stress levels to social isolation and an unpredictable economy, people everywhere are feeling the weight of it all. The result? A massive wake up call. People are realizing that the only wealth they can truly control is their health, physical, mental, and spiritual. This realization has created an incredible opportunity for wellness entrepreneurs. People are seeking more than surface level solutions. They want connection, clarity, and lasting transformation. That's where you come in. To meet this moment, you need to evolve how you approach your business and make a profound impact in 2025. Make sure that you stick around until the end, where I talk about a bonus point that you definitely need to consider. Before we begin, if you're new to my channel, I'm Vanessa from Zen, an all-encompassing wellness and web design studio, where we help you tap into your CEO energy and finally live the life of your dreams. I help women entrepreneurs all over the world grow their businesses and start making the profound impact into the world that I know they're capable of. If you like this video, if you like these topics, please like, subscribe, and comment so that I know that you're watching and I can keep producing more. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the 3 key shifts that you need to make in 2025. To begin with, let's talk about how you can meet the rising demand for wellness head on. The global wellness industry isn't just growing, it's booming. As we move into 2025, we'll see more people seeking solutions to stress, burnout, and disconnection. And while this is a great opportunity for your business, it can also be a challenge. To stand out, your brand must feel deeply relevant to what your audience is experiencing right now. And what's driving this demand? Let's just think about it for a second. For years, people have been ignoring the signs of burnout. They pushed through the stress, ignored the mental strain, and prioritized everyone else over their own well-being. But after 2024, many are realizing that the cost of this lifestyle is simply too high. They're finally saying enough is enough. And this isn't just a trend. I don't want you to think about it as a trend. This is actually a movement. Right now, people are more ready than ever to invest in their health, and they're looking for guides who can help them navigate this journey. What can you do? Speak directly to their pain points. Your audience is stressed, exhausted, and unsure of where to start. Use your marketing to acknowledge what they're going through and show them how your services can help. As an example, instead of saying, "Join my 6-week program," frame it like, "Are you ready to stop feeling overwhelmed and start feeling grounded? My 6-week program will guide you towards balance and peace." This is such a simple shift, and it may seem obvious, but I can't tell you how many times I come across offers and programs that do exactly like the first example. They'll just tell the audience what they have to offer instead of actually empathizing with their situation and painting a picture of what it is that they need and how this service or program can actually help them reach their goals. Next, I want you to think about your programs and services and offer a range of options. Everyone is at a different stage in their wellness journey. Also, because so many more people are starting to think about their health and wellness, you will start seeing more people that are not necessarily prepped to receive your highest offer. So creating entry-level options, either products or services, like a downloadable guided meditation series or a low-cost workshop, make it easier for new clients to take that next step. But we're not just talking about new clients. I'm also thinking about people that are new to wellness in general, like I just mentioned. So it's really good to have these entry-level options for them so they can get to start working with you without feeling like they have to spend a lot of money right off the bat. Meanwhile, having those higher ticket offers and programs can cater to those who are ready for the deeper work. Going back to what I was saying, I just want you to prioritize accessibility. And remember, accessibility isn't just about the price, although that is also a factor. It's about creating an inclusive space where people feel welcome, whether they're total beginners or seasoned in the wellness practices that you offer. Remember to always make your message feel personal and empathetic. When clients feel like you get them, they're more likely to trust you as the guide that they've been searching for. And remember, when you meet people where they are, You create connection and loyalty. And in a world where trust is currency, that's everything. The next shift that I want you to think about for your brand in 2025 is something that I talk about quite extensively in my videos, and that is hosting a retreat. If you've ever dreamed about hosting a retreat, let 2025 be the year where you make that happen. Why now? Because wellness tourism is exploding. By 2027, it is projected to become a $1.7 trillion industry, and demand is already rising every single day. People are no longer content with the standard vacation. They want meaningful, restorative experiences that leave them feeling renewed. And why are retreats so powerful? Again, if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you'll know that I'm a huge advocate of turning your wellness business into a retreat business. And why I'm convinced that this is the best next step for you in 2025? Well, it's because, simply put, retreats are such a huge catalyst for transformation, especially when people get to separate from their day-to-day lives and they get to connect with other people that are seeking the same transformation that they're after. It creates an echo chamber of like-minded individuals who are ready to give it their all to achieve the transformation they're after. And in a group setting, people are more likely to change. They get to interact with each other, they get to interact with the hosts, and they also get to disconnect from their daily lives, which actually pushes them to make the changes necessary to achieve the goals that they're after. I'm pretty sure you've already been to a retreat, you've been thinking about hosting your own retreats, so I don't really have to explain to you why they're so beneficial. But if you thought that they wouldn't be possible for your program and what you have to offer, I beg you to think again. And if you're wondering how to get started, it's actually not as hard as you may think. If the idea of planning a retreat feels overwhelming, start small. Remember that you don't need to rent a luxury resort or host a massive group. For the women that are wanting to host a retreat, but they don't really know where to start, I always recommend they start with a local group. And if you're not ready to plan a week-long event, no problem. Consider hosting a weekend retreat at a boutique venue in your area. Also consider partnering up with other experts. I can tell you right now that many people in your circle are also thinking about hosting their own wellness retreats. We actually wrote an article and released a masterclass on how to host your first wellness retreat at the beginning of the year. And so far this year, it's been one of our most powerful blog posts as well as the most powerful freebie. So if you do want to take that next step and start planning your next wellness retreat, I do recommend checking out that free masterclass that we created. It's a 4-part series. It won't take you too long to go through it, but it will give you a very solid foundation of where to start. I'll leave the link in the description below. But going back to what I was saying, collaborating with others is also a great way to get started on your journey of hosting retreats. Collaborations can also make planning easier and add more value to your attendees. For example, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, you can always co-host a retreat. I will have to say though, make sure that you really do know the people that you're co-hosting with, because I have seen it in the past where one of my clients has tried to co-host a retreat with some other wellness practitioners, and unfortunately in the end it turns out that she was doing the bulk of the work, she was doing the majority of the marketing. She also didn't have a huge following, although all the other practitioners involved had way bigger followings than her. They weren't able to attract enough people. So I would say if you are going the route of collaboration, make sure that you pick someone. It's kind of like a group project, right? Make sure that you pick someone who's gonna pull their weight. And if they don't do that, be ready to take on that extra workload and make it work for yourself. That being said, I also have many clients that are hosting retreats by themselves and they're extremely successful just doing it themselves. So you don't necessarily need someone to host a retreat with, but if you do have someone that you trust and that you want to collaborate with, and you know that they will put as much into it as you will, then by all means go that route. Your participants will love it. They will get way more value from your retreat, and all around you're gonna have a better result. But moving on how to plan your next retreat, I'm gonna cover a couple more points, and the rest you can find out in that masterclass that I'll leave in the description below. First, you wanna create a signature theme around your retreat. To do this, think about your areas of expertise and build your retreat around it. Just a few examples could include burnout recovery for busy professionals, Reclaim Your Power retreat for women that are ready to step into their purpose, a sacred rest retreat focused on relaxation and renewal. I also have one of my clients who has been successfully hosting detox retreats for many years now, and she hosts them almost every single month. And she's always had participants, they work very well, and I'll be honest, she's been doing this way before this mass explosion in retreats. That just goes to show that there is such a demand for these type of services. And if you haven't yet created a retreat for your programs and services, I really encourage you to consider doing so. And remember, when you market your retreat, to market it as more than just a one-time event. Market it instead as an experience. When talking about your retreat, use language that evokes emotion and paints a vivid picture of the transformation attendees can expect. Another shift that you need to be doing for your business in 2025 is the shift to automation. Let's be honest, running a business can be a lot. Between client sessions, marketing, admin work, and everything in between, it's easy to feel like you're running on fumes. That's where automation comes in. Why does automating your processes matter? Well, you can think of automation as your business's backstage crew. It handles the repetitive, time-consuming tasks so that you can focus on what you do best, serving your clients and growing your brand. Where do you start with automating? I'm going to assume that you've already automated your scheduling, because otherwise, probably wouldn't be doing a lot of business. I'm not trying to say that you're not doing enough. I'm just saying without the proper scheduling tool, you will be doing so much back and forth with clients that are just simply not sustainable. Of course, you can use tools like Calendly or Acuity, and if you want something free, you can also use Google Calendar, but you absolutely need to have a booking calendar of some sort in your business, at least for the very first strategy sessions that you will have with clients. Because a lot of the time, clients will want to talk to you before they purchase your services. I mean, depending on how you have your business set up, obviously, I don't know everything about how you run your business, but most of the time they will want to have a call with you, especially if you're having a higher ticket offer. The second one, although I feel like it's crucial in any sort of business, I still see some people that don't have it yet, and that is automating payments. Sometimes I talk to clients and they want to use bank transfers or PayPal or other sort of payment options that are not as easy as just receiving a payment link, entering your banking information, and just paying for your service. And I always tell them, these options, sure, they are possible. You can definitely do a bank transfer. You can pay with WeChat. You can pay with all these different options, maybe even PayPal. But from the client's point of view, I just don't think that they're as professional as having a robust payment system such as Stripe or Honeybook or any other integration that also uses Stripe. To me, I always suggest Stripe. I mean, sure, they have fees, but every single platform that you use has some sort of fees. You know, business is not free. You have to pay to play in most cases. But I just feel like something like Stripe makes it so much easier. It makes you look professional. You don't have to run around thinking of all of these crafty solutions to get your clients to pay for you, to pay for your services. And from the client's perspective, again, it just looks so much better and it's so much more professional. It gives them reassurance. You just send them a link and they pay, or you send them an invoice and they pay. And they don't really have to think about, wait, this is sketchy. You know, you don't have to be like, I'll send you my bank transfer tomorrow. I mean, if that works for you, I'm not knocking what you're doing. I'm just saying, if you want repeat business and if you're expecting a lot of it, you definitely have to have the right systems in place so that clients can very easily and comfortably pay for your services. Next, you definitely want to streamline your email marketing. This is another thing that even today, not a lot of businesses have set up fully. Probably most small to medium-sized businesses haven't really fully stepped into this email automation. But in 2025, you absolutely have to. Emails, again, this is another topic. Emails and retreats are two of the most talked about topics on my channel. But you can sell so much more through email than you can even do through social media, through your any other channels, because email is much more personal. Clients are giving you access into their world. You know, you don't just exist on an app that they have on their phone. They actually have let you in. And growing an email list is also extremely beneficial for you because, you know, let's say that a platform is going to go down tomorrow, you've lost all your followers. But with an email, you'll always have your email list. And those people have opted in to actually hear from you, just from you, not from you and 1,000 other people just like you on the same platform. So don't take that lightly. I think you definitely want to have an email marketing set up in 2025. I would say don't just do a simple email, like a simple welcome email sequence. I really want you to think about how to create emails for each and every one of your services, how to bring people into your email funnels, right? So that's when you're going to be thinking about creating a freebie that kind of brings people in consistently and then nurtures them to the point of buying so that you don't have to do this heavy lifting yourself. To give you a super small and quick example, when I first started my business, I had a calendar and I had a client application. So when people would click to apply to work with us, they would go through a simple questionnaire, which we still have to this day, and then we would receive their application. And then, once I saw the email, I would reply back to that email and I would be like, hey, thank you so much for your application. Here's the link to book a meeting with me. And I would do this personally for every single person, right? And it worked fine. I mean, it didn't take a lot of my time necessarily to do that, but I found that because there was a time delay between when I would receive their client application and the time that I replied with my calendar, I found that a lot of people, they kind of already moved on. They weren't interested necessarily. So not a lot of people continue on and booked a call. Well, obviously since then I noticed that was a problem. And since then I changed it so that as soon as they complete the automation, they receive an email saying, thanks for applying and here's the calendar to book. And then after that email, they get 2 more emails encouraging them to book if they haven't booked that very first time. And I have to tell you that increased my bookings by 90%, just that simple automation. So you would think that the personalized message was a little bit better than the automation, but it's actually the other way around, right? Because they received the automation immediately after they went through the application, they were already in the mindset of, I'm looking to create a brand, I'm looking to build a website. So therefore they were ready to take that next step and book a call. And this is just a very simple example of what an automation can do. Now, imagine if you had this sort of automation, but for every single one of your services. So let's say that you have a program and clients are always asking you the same questions, and you constantly have to reply to the same questions, and you constantly have to walk them through exactly what that service means, right? And, a good way to combat this is to obviously create social media posts and market your services through this lens so that you can explain. Your audience needs a lot more nurturing and a lot more attention. But another good way to do this is to create a freebie explaining exactly all of their questions, answering their questions right off the bat. And then once they complete that freebie, they get signed up to an email automation in which you continue to further nurture them, so that you're not necessarily selling right away, right? They're not asking a question and then you're like, okay, yeah, here's the answer, and do you want to buy my product? No, not at all. You're taking the time to really explain to them what your product or service entails, and they have the time to make their own reflections and decide by themselves whether or not they want to work with you. And through a series of a carefully curated email funnel, you can move them from that initial curiosity to, okay, now I'm ready to work with you. And this works so much better for you because you're not doing all of the repetitive tasks of having to explain yourself over and over again, but it also works a lot easier for the client because all of a sudden, instead of them raising concerns with you, you are already anticipating them having those concerns, and you're offering a solution, you're offering a response. So they feel like you're intuitive to their needs and to who they are and the questions that they might have. So they're more likely to work with you now because they trust you. They can see that you understand where they're coming from. So, I really love email automations. I've been exploring email automations a lot this past year. In 2025, you definitely need to get on board with that. And the beauty of these automations, what I love most about it, is that you set it up and you pretty much don't have to do it again. I mean, of course, you want to update it every once in a while and you want to create new emails. I always say you have to have your email automations for your programs and services, and then you also have to send regular emails. But by far, setting it up once, it's almost once and done, right? You set it up and it's there and it's working for you in the background. It's working for you when you're on vacation. It's working for you when you're having Christmas dinner with your family. It's always working for you. So I just think that this is the best out of all of the automations that I've discussed. I think this one is one that is going to perform the best for you. If you want to learn more about how to create an email automation, I made a video about that, and I also have an email funnel taking you through the steps of creating a funnel for yourself. If you are interested in that as well, I will put it in the description below and I'll let you take that next step by yourself. And remember that automation doesn't mean that you have to lose your personal touch. You can still customize your workflows to always reflect your voice and your brand personality. So don't forget to check the link below where I talk all about email marketing and how you too can create an email funnel for your coaching services. Finally, the last tip that I want to give you as we move into 2025 is to leverage the power of AI. If you're not already using ChatGPT in 2025, I can guarantee that you will be. If you're still nervous about working with AI, I really encourage you not to be. You're probably already using it without your knowledge anyway. 2024 has been a huge AI revolution. So many companies have integrated AI into their services. I can guarantee that you're already talking to a bot or you have talked to a bot. I just want you to not be afraid of it, because when used wisely, tools like ChatGPT can really change the game for you and your business. It can help you save time, boost your creativity, and tackle tasks that otherwise feel daunting and overwhelming. Remember that ChatGPT can amplify your creativity, not take over it. After all, it's a tool. It needs us in order to generate. So if you are not yet using it, here's how I know that you'll be using it in 2025. First, you're gonna use it for your social media posts. Ask it to generate caption ideas, hashtags, or content outlines within seconds. You can also use it in your email marketing campaigns. Use it to draft newsletters or nurture sequences way faster than you would with just a pen and paper. At least let it handle the initial draft and any other content creation. If you're stuck on what to write, use AI to brainstorm blog topics, workshop titles, or even program names. I want you to think of AI as your assistant, not your replacement. Helps you get started, but your unique voice and perspective are what truly resonate with your audience. 2025 is also a year where we're working hard in our studio to create an AI tool to help you, specifically women, in your businesses. We want to create something that speaks your voice, that can really be, again, like your assistant and your partner in crime when it comes to your business. We haven't finished it up yet, but when the time comes, I'll let you know all about it. And I'm just really excited for what we're going to put out next year. I already have a really good idea. In an ideal world, I want it to be kind of like Notion, but better. I love Notion, but sometimes to me, I think it's a little bit overwhelming. I think it has too much. And I just really like simplified tools that has just what you need and nothing more. But yeah, that's something in the works for 2025. I'll tell you more about it when we get there. 2025 is your year to shine. The wellness industry is expanding, and so is the need for heart-centered leaders just like you. By making these shifts, embracing the wellness demand, hosting transformative retreats, automating your processes, and exploring AI, you will position your brand for growth, connection, and impact. So what's your first move? Will you refine your message, plan your dream retreat, start automating to free up time? Whatever you choose, remember, the world is waiting for what only you can offer. So let's make 2025 your breakthrough year. Are you ready to rise to the challenge? Put a yes in the comments so that I know that you're ready. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm Vanessa from Zen, an all-encompassing wellness and web design studio where we help you tap into your CEO energy and finally live the life of your dreams. I truly hope that you found this video helpful, and I can't wait to see what you will create in 2025. See you in the next one.